Welcome to BOJTV's Trending News. For top stories in local, regional and international news, along with sports and a local weather forecast, I'm Carla. Coming up in our local trending news, presidential race for the People's National Party in high gear. JPS to repair defective streetlights. Former St.Mary councillor freed of assault and gun charges. Firearm and several rounds of ammunition seized in Hellshire St. Catherine, and the minister promises to work with teachers' schedules. Now the details. The presidential race for the People's National Party between party leader Dr. Peter Phillips and West Manchester Member of Parliament Peter Bunting is now in high gear, with only a week and a half remaining before the elections. Come September 7th, over 3,000 delegates from across all 14 parishes are expected to cast their votes in support of the Phillips-led One PNP team or Bunting's Rise United team, and many Jamaicans are anticipating the election day. Since the launch of the campaign, party delegates and party supporters have launched verbal attacks at each other, creating a void within the 81-year-old party. Dr. Peter Phillips and Mr. Bunting say their campaign has not created any form of negative impact within the party, and after the election things will be back to normal within the party. The Portmore police seized one firearm and several rounds of ammunition on Ocean Terrace in Hellshire St. Catherine on Sunday, August 25. Reports are that about 1:10 a.m. officers were on special operations in the area when the premises was searched, and one Springfield XD .45 pistol containing 8.45 rounds of ammunition was found behind a box on a veranda. No one was arrested in connection with the find. Investigations continue. After spending the last 5 years facing assault and gun-related charges, former councillor for the Boscobel division in St.Mary, Fitzroy Wilson, was freed of all charges when he appeared in High Court recently. The former councillor was represented by attorney-at-law Oswest Senior Smith and was freed of charges by the presiding judge, who made it known that the statement from the complainant was not substantial. Reports are that in March 2014, Wilson was at a car wash in St.Mary when he allegedly threatened the complainant with his licensed firearm following a dispute. The matter was reported to the police, and on August 13 of the same year, the Director of Public Prosecution ruled that Wilson should be charged. The St. Elizabeth police have confirmed that a 15-year-old boy has been charged with the murder of a 17-year-old at a child care facility in Southfield, St. Elizabeth. The incident occurred at approximately 12 noon on Saturday, August 17, police say. Reports are that the boys were playing football when an argument developed. The 15-year-old allegedly swung a length of metal which hit the 17-year-old in the head. The injured boy was reportedly rushed to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The 15-year-old has since appeared in the children's court and is remanded in custody. The St. Mary police say they have not yet made an arrest in the connection with a seizure of 7,000 pounds of compressed ganja, which was seized in Boscobel district on Friday. The lawmen say the drug, which was being prepared for export, has an estimated street value of Jamaica $36 million. Reports by the police are that an operation was carried out at the premises in Boscobel on Friday, where the premises was searched. During the search, 289 knitted bags were found containing compressed ganja weighing approximately 7,000 pounds. An investigation has now been launched in the seizure, which the police say is one of the largest to take place in the parish. Minister with responsibility for education, youth and information, councillor, has assured the Jamaica Teachers Association JTA that meetings and seminars arranged by the ministry that clash with events of a JTA will be a thing of the past. Mr. Simuda gave the assurance during the recent concluded Jamaica Teachers Association 55th Annual General Conference held at Hilton Rose Hall Resort and Spa in St. James. The conference was held under the theme Empowering Educators, Retooling, Innovating, Networking for Sustainable Development. Your appeal on behalf of the teachers who from time to time have to cancel JTA functions where there is a clash of events convened by the ministry demanding your attention will now be a thing of the past, Mr. Simuda said to a round of applause from educators present at the conference. Dr. Grace McLean, Acting Permanent Secretary, has committed to ensuring that the scheduling of events is shared with the JTA well in advance and to avoid any possible clashes in the future. The Jamaica Public Service, JPS, says it is pushing to repair the nearly 10% of street lights that are defective across the island. Thus, the company noted, follows the repair of 14,290 lamps from January to June of this year. While the vast majority of streetlights across the island are in working order, and that is over 90% are operating, JPS understands that customers are eager to have the remaining non-functioning streetlights fixed, the company said. JPS sought to assure that it is working assiduously to have the repair jobs expedited. The company said the work scheduled for the remainder of August will see repairs being carried out in several communities, including Kingston and St. Andrew, Belvedere Road to Rock Hall, Stony Hill, and environs Cooper's Hill and Mount Salus, in St. Catherine, Terminal Road, Ebony Vale, Dagger Bay, and Angel Groves. Those were your top stories making local trending news. Now join us for news from across the region, as well as our international story, sports, and local weather forecast from across the region. Prime Minister Alan Chesnut today announced the shutdown of St. Lucia, as the island is expected to be severely affected by the passage of a strengthening tropical storm Dorian during the early hours of Tuesday. He told a news conference that the shutdown would begin at 6 p.m. local time today, and we are asking everyone to stay indoors until the official announcement of the all clear. He said such announcement would only come from the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO. He said the police have been ordered to stop anyone on streets during the period of the shutdown, and anyone who is out and about before the all clear is given, unfortunately, would be viewed as being foul intended. In international news, several employees of a Florida nursing home have surrendered to face charges in connection with a power outage at a Florida nursing home that led to the deaths of 12 patients. Jim Cobb represents a former administrator at a rehabilitation center at Hollywood Hills, who's one of those charged. Lawrence Hashish represents one of 3 nurses charged. Both told the Associated Press that the administrator and 2 nurses had surrendered today. It wasn't clear whether a 3rd nurse had turned herself in. Cobb said the caregivers are taking the punishment that belongs squarely with state officials, including former Governor Rick Scott and the power company. State officials have not responded to calls. The residents died after the home lost power amid a sweltering heat after Hurricane Irma in 2017. Over in our sports, India hammered the West Indies by 318 runs after tea on the 4th day of the first test in Antigua on Sunday. Seamer Jasprit Bumrah finished the second innings with 5 for 7 after the hosts crashed to 15 for 5 at tea before they reached 100 all out. Indian captain Virat Kohli had declared his team's second innings on 343 for 7 to set the home out of it on improbable victory target of 419 as his side claimed their biggest away test win. After spending the last 5 years facing assault and gun-related charges, former councillor for the Boscobel division in St.Mary, Fitzroy Wilson, was freed of all charges when he appeared in High Court recently. The former councillor was represented by attorney-at-law Oswest Senior Smith and was freed of charges by the presiding judge, who made it known that the statement from the complainant was not substantial. Reports are that in March 2014, Wilson was at a car wash in St. Mary when he allegedly threatened the complainant with his licensed firearm following a dispute. The matter was reported to the police, and on August 13 of the same year, the Director of Public Prosecution ruled that Wilson should be charged. The St. Elizabeth police have confirmed that a 15-year-old boy has been charged with the murder of a 17-year-old at a child care facility in Southfield, St. Elizabeth. The incident occurred at approximately 12 noon on Saturday, August 17, police say. Reports are that the boys were playing football when an argument developed. The 15-year-old allegedly swung a length of metal, which hit the 17-year-old in the head. The injured boy was reportedly rushed to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The 15-year-old has since appeared in the children's court and is remanded in custody. On our local weather forecast, insignificant feature, high-pressure ridge across Jamaica. Additionally, there is a low-level jet stream across the central Caribbean. The high-pressure ridge remains across the island until Tuesday. Windy conditions will persist, especially across southern parishes, due to the presence of the low-level jet stream. The forecast for this afternoon will see isolated showers and possible thunderstorms across sections of western parishes and hilly inland areas. Otherwise, windy conditions across the island tonight, mainly fair and windy. Maximum temperature expected for Kingston as well as Montego Bay is 34 degrees Celsius. That was BOJTV's trending news, your top local, regional and international stories, as well as sports report and weather forecast. Until next time, I'm Carla. Thanks for watching.
BOJTV.